What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my review of the entire second season of FX's Fargo. Now, I just posted a review of season 1, so when you're done with this video, you can go check that out. You don't have to worry about me spoiling anything because this show is an anthology series. So every season is its own self-contained story with different characters where it's not, like a continuation of the last one. But they are connected. Now, those connections are small, but they're big enough to be noticed and they're big enough to matter to the story in some degree. But either way, it's cool to have the connective tissue to an anthology series, because anthology series are always fun because you get something different every season as opposed to kind of following the same thing, over the course of many seasons. So, you don't need to see season 1 to see season 2. So you don't have to worry about me spoiling anything. And I won't spoil anything for season 2 either, other than telling you the main plot of the show. Now, season 3, which in the timeline, I'll do a whole video about the timeline, the connections, and all that. But season 3 takes place after season 1. So chronologically, it's season 2, then the movie, then season 1, and then season 3. But like I said, you don't need to see the last season to get this season. So season 3 is airing right now on FX, Wednesdays, 10 o'clock. Okay, all that rambling out of the way. Let's get to season 2. Now, season 2 is much different than season 1. Same tone, same types of characters, same location, same style of show where everything is amazing. The writing, the acting, the action, the violence, it's all there. It's the same thing as season 1, but we follow a whole different kind of plot and a whole different kind of set of characters, right? All right, so as in the first season, it was Lester, Lorne, Malvo, and what's her name now? The cop. Molly Salverson. All right. Sorry about that. I almost stopped the video and re-recorded, but let's keep going. All right, so those were the main characters of season 1. So season 2, the main characters are Molly's dad as a younger cop. This one takes place in 1978, where season 1 takes place in 2007, and the movie takes place in 1987. Okay? So did you get that? Season 2, 78. The movie, 87. The season 1, 2007. Season 2, 2010. That's the timeline. All right, so now we're in 78. So we follow a younger Lou Salverson. That's Molly's dad, Molly from season 1. And he's a police officer. And he's investigating a bunch of murders that are coming out of a turf war between two crime families. Okay? So we have the KC crime family, who are like the new kids on the block. They're coming in and trying to invade the territory that's currently run by the Gundersons. Now, let's see. And then we have a married couple who get involved in this whole turf war. So the married couple is played by Jesse Plemons. You'll know him from Breaking Bad. He was Todd. He was also on Friday Night Lights. He was Landry. And Kirsten Dunst, you know her from her name. So they're the married couple that get tangled into this war between these two crime families. And then you have Lou Salverson, who's investigating all the murders and whatever, okay? So just like in season 1, you got a little bit of everything, right? You got the crime, you follow the criminals, you follow the cops, then you follow some kind of innocent person, seemingly innocent person, whatever, who's involved in who gets involved in the whole main crux of everything, right? Okay, so as some of the other people in it, I'm not going to list off the tons of names. You're going to know most of the people, the faces of the main characters. You'll know most of them. So, like I said, Jesse Plemons, Kirsten Dunst, Bokeem Woodbine plays one of the representatives of the Casey crime family. Let's see. Patrick Wilson, you'll know him. You'll know his face at least. He's Lou Salverson, and then tons of other people you'll know. And Gene Smart plays the matriarch of the Gunderson crime family. Okay, now when I say crime family, they're an actual family who operate in crime. And then the KC crime family is a syndicate. They're just like a business, an organization who operate crime. Okay, so there's it's an interesting season because it's so different from season 1. Not that it's bad, it's good, but it's totally different dynamic. In this one, we follow more of the criminals, where in the last one, season 1, we kind of only followed Malvo. In season 2, we follow both of these, like, the crime families. And plus, we follow Lou and his family. So we see a young Molly, and we see her mom, and we see Molly's grandfather. They're all characters, right? So we follow them too. And then we have this married couple that we follow also. So there's a lot going on, but it's handled in a way where it all meshes together nice. No characters feel isolated or left out. Well, there's one character, I'll get to him in a minute. But most of the characters, they don't feel isolated or left out or anything. Everyone is involved in the whole story, the whole plot. Now, it's, like I said, well written, well acted, hella violent, just like the first one. A lot of crime. It's got everything you want. Great show. Great. But it does lose a tiny bit of something by having so many characters be the main focus. In season 1, you kind of you really get a feeling for these 3 characters, because there's only 3 characters that are the main focal point of season 1. So you get, because there's only 3 of them, and you get, well, 4 if you count Gus, but I don't know, I kind of count Gus as being part of Molly's story. But you get it's still less. So you get a feel for these characters because you spend more time isolated with these characters. Whereas season 2, you're spending time here and then over here and then over here and over here. Now, it doesn't hurt the show on a storytelling level. It hurts it on an emotional connection level. And that's why season 2 lost a little bit for me because of that. And there's one other thing that loses a little bit of points for me too. I'll get to that in a second. But other than that, the show it's near perfect. But it did hurt itself by adding so many characters to focus on. I understand they wanted to add a little bit more because it was another season and the storyline they were dealing with is more dynamic. It's larger in scope than the storyline of season 1. So you need more characters. But they focus on too many of these characters, and that's the problem. And also I'm not going to spoil it. You'll see it in the beginning of the season and at the end of the season. There is a strange occurrence that I understand why it's there because of the timeline. And if you look into the history of the timeline, something similar happens in real life, according to the person involved. So we get this scene at the beginning and the end of the season that just feels strange and it feels out of place. I understand why it's there, but it took me out of it totally. And it, something shouldn't be in a show that's so jarring that it takes you out of the show. That's my opinion. Okay. Yep. So that's it. Season 2, not as good as season 1, but still a damn good show. And if you watch it before season 1, season 2 is better somehow. And especially watch my Fargo connections video I'm going to put up, because all the connections are not plain out there in sight. You have to be a crazy person to pick up all the connections, especially with season 2. And lucky for you, I am that crazy person. So I've looked into it. I figured it all out. I know all the connections between season 2, the movie, season 1, and I don't know all the connections with season 3 because it's just aired 1 episode and it's still on. But I will as soon as it's over. You better believe. So it loses a little bit for me, whereas I gave Fargo season 1 a 5 out of 5 for a whole season. This one I'm actually going to give a 4.7. I don't like to do those weird points, but I find myself doing them with things I really, really enjoy. So I give it a 4.7. It loses those 3 points just for being not having the same emotional impact with the characters and for that strange scene that comes in the beginning and the end. But, take for it what you will. Yep, so that's it. Love it. Love the show. I recommend it to everyone. everyone. The show is for everybody. You don't need to see every season to enjoy the next or the last. They stand alone on them by themselves, but they work so well if you watch them in chronological order. Videos to come on all of that stuff. Let me know what you think. Sound off down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I got season 3 videos to come. I got some prediction videos and some explained videos, all dealing with Fargo. So if you like this one and you like the season 1, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. What are you doing? There's more to come. So, yep, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.